What's up, guys? This is Shona, and welcome to another episode of the iherng podcast. And today we will answer a question from Nuraini Ain. Dear sir, thank you so much for the information that I needed so much through your videos in YouTube. You knew a lot about real estate as that was your major in UM. I was also from UM in Malay Studies. I am thankful for your sharing. My name is Nuraini and I am from Singapore. I was keen to buy a property in JB back in November 2014. The owners of the property belongs to my ex-teacher who is also a Singaporean. He bought the property in 2011. He told me that the property is an international lot where we viewed the house in November 2014. So, I have placed a large amount of down payment and have signed an OTP, which is an offer to purchase. Later, I realized that the title of the house states that it is Bumi Putra lot. From the document that I got from Pejabat Tanah this year, it states that it is actually Bumi Putra lot. So, in my case, was the owner or myself who needed to seek consent. Eventually, there was a dispute between us in the process of buying the house. We have not gone into the SPA stage. He argued that I am supposed to seek consent. I hope you can highlight me on this matter. Thank you very much for your time. God bless. Wow. So this is quite dramatic. To sum it all up, is this person trying to buy a property from the ex-teacher, and this property it's located in JB and they argue it's an international lot. So that's the term when we are in JB lah. So there's a Bumi lot and there's a non-Bumi lot. So a non-Bumi lot, they call it international lot. And I realize there's a lot of jargons here as well. And maybe let me break them down. Pejabat Tanah, it's the land office. And for land office, there's two types. One is the PTD and one is PTG. Pejabat Tanah Daerah and Pejabat Tanah dan Galian. For different matters, you go to different offices lah. Then OTP is somewhat like an intention to buy. Right, I signed this form to tell you that, hey, it's like a booking form for new properties, but for sub-sale, it's like a form where I will book first. I choke this property, so I give you a 3% of the property to show my interest. So I will get loan, make sure that all this property can be purchased and the ownership can be transferred into my name. However, in this case, they thought was an international lot. Apparently, in the record, it displays otherwise. It's a Bumi lot. So when it's a Bumi lot, it can get kind of technical. So Bumi lots are only dedicated for Bumi purchasers, which are our Malay friends and some aborigines. And it may differ from state to state also. And Bumi lots are different from Malay reserve here. We have covered this topic before. So the question here is, who is supposed to seek consent? So the intention for the state government to put in the status of Bumi lot, right, is to protect the ownership of the land. If not, every foreigner is just going to sapu all the land in Malaysia. And Malaysians will never have land anymore lah, because the easiest way out to exit is to sell land. To prevent that, they implemented this Malay reserve and Bumi lots lah. So my question now, number one, right, is it a Malay reserve or is it a Bumi? Because it's very different between both of them. Bumi lot, I think it's easier to be released. Malay reserve is going to be very, very stringent. And when you have this kind of title, you will need to seek consent if you want to transfer. Number two, in the OTP, what does it state? Okay, you promised me it's a 2275, but when I measure it's 2075. It's not what you promised, hence I want to cancel the deal. And is this OTP done via a professional body where it's a professional real estate agency or a lawyer who signed off as a witness, or is it just layman, you and me, we sign a letter? Because since it's a Bumi lot and you don't want to proceed with the deal, you want to get back your down payment and they refuse because it's your fault, I took the money and I spent already, then it can get kind of sticky without the presence of professionals. Then to seek consent usually will be the lawyers. Let's say now you want to buy my land, your lawyer will need to gather all the required information from the state government, from the developer, from the previous owner, which is me, and to make sure that all relevant information are ready before we can prepare an SPA to sign. So now the consent to approve this transaction needs to come from the government, the state government. I'm pretty blurred because the context is insufficient. Okay, let me sum it up again for you. Yeah. Number one, is it a bumi lot or is it a Malay reserve? Number one, because it's very, very different. For bumi lots, you can actually appeal. Let's say if you were to purchase and the state government rejects and is against this transaction, right? You can appeal again and again, and there are many lawyers who knows how to do it. So not an issue, but for Malay reserve, it will be very, very sticky. It's almost impossible lah. Then number two, the OTP sign, is it with the presence of a professional body? It can be a lawyer, it can be a professional estate agent, either one. So it will help you cancel the deal. Since it's so sticky and you put down so much money already, you want to take back, right? I think the reluctance to give back or return the money, it's the issue right here. To me, very simple. I just don't want to deal if it's not what you promised. But just that I paid already. Usually a OTP sign, the money is not transferred into your account straight away. It's via a third party, which is a professional, just to protect yourself from frauds and this kind of thing. Hence, this story also teaches us that when you mix business with close friends or relationships, right, it's not always the best ideal case lah. Last of all, have you guys proceed with the preparation of SPA. So like now, if you want to purchase the property from the other person already, it's a role of your lawyer to prepare all relevant documents. So they will go to the land office, they will go to the developer if there is, and they will go everywhere lah to gather all the information to draft up the SPA, and I will formalize this purchase with you. Then when I submit all this to the state government for consent, if they don't approve, then rejected, then you take back your money lor. Officially, there's a reject letter because they refuse to proceed with this transaction, then it will be a higher chance of getting back your money lah. So I tried lor, but they reject ma, not my problem, no, I don't want to buy ma. So I would suggest, right, my very strong suggestion is to get a lawyer to help you with the case immediately. Of course, there will be fees and things like that, but this is when their advice are the best lah. If not, it's going to be two laymen who are uncertain about the legislative processes about land in Malaysia. It's going to get very, very difficult, and think about the opportunity cost and the loss of confidence and the time cost wasted on this transaction. Not worth it lah. So I guess that's about it for this round. It's kind of technical, but I appreciate the question. I am not in the right position to provide the best advice, but I suggest to hire a professional lawyer straight away. For those who still have any questions regarding real estate, do just email me at taniherng@gmail.com, or you can just DM me on Instagram, iherng, and I will see you on the next one. Ciao.